After a girl was diagnosed with third-degree burns all over her body, her mother rushed to apply for insurance compensation. Just moments ago, she was crying in despair. What made people even more heartbroken was that when she turned around, she excitedly booked a luxury car. Chen Yuxi used to be a criminal police officer. Her younger sister died in a car accident during a trip. A huge insurance policy pointed suspicion toward her sister's boyfriend. However, the police ruled the case as an accidental traffic accident. In the end, the boyfriend was only convicted of negligent homicide and sentenced to 1 year in prison. Filled with grief and anger, Yuxi resigned from the police force and became an insurance investigator. She swore to bring to justice all those who harm their loved ones to cheat insurance money. Soon, what seemed like an ordinary fall from a building accident dragged her into a complex and interconnected mystery. Royal Auction is a top auction house in the industry. Today, they are holding a private auction for VIP clients. Before the event started, the chief auctioneer Han Sueya made a shocking move. It turned out that one of the paintings was a fake. If the forgery were to circulate publicly, the consequences would be disastrous. Assistant auctioneer Jin Yuji was severely scolded by Sueya for the mistake. Weya's strong and domineering working style made Jin Yuji very dissatisfied. In fact, Jin had long planned to replace her, but she would soon pay a heavy price for her ambition. The auction officially began. With Sueya's elegant presence and excellent guidance, items were sold one after another. Soon the highlight of the auction appeared, a famous painting with a starting price of 4.8 billion won. After intense bidding, Sueya struck the hammer, and the painting was sold for an astonishing 5.3 billion won to the young heir of a powerful conglomerate, Baek Jonfen. However, Jonfen did not come for this cheap artwork. He seemed to have another purpose. Judging from the familiar yet distant expressions between him and Sueya, they clearly shared a complicated past. At that moment, Jin Yuzi approached Jonfen to strike up a conversation. Faced with such a wealthy heir, she didn't want to miss the opportunity. Her interruption made Jonfen extremely annoyed. In front of her, he crushed her business card in his hand and warned her to mind her place. Jonfen's completely different attitude toward the two women made Jin Yuzi hate Sueya even more. Later, she confronted Sueya directly. Although Sueya appeared calm on the surface, after Jin left, a cold, murderous intent flashed in her eyes. Soon after, Jin Yuji called Yuxi. Knowing Yuxi's reputation in the industry, she asked to meet her downstairs at the company to report a murder for insurance scam. But just after finishing the call, someone suddenly blocked Jin's path. Yuxi and her police friend Xiao Kong went to the meeting place. However, Jin's phone suddenly became unreachable. Then there was a loud crash. A woman fell from the building and smashed onto the glass roof above them. When Yuxi looked at the phone in the woman's hand, she saw that the call was still connected, and the screen showed her own phone number. Yes, the woman who fell to her death was Jin Yuji. According to the forensic report, Jin died from the high fall, but the blood spots on her lips and the distance from the point of impact could not rule out the possibility that she was pushed. This incident gave the chairman of Royal Auction a major headache. He asked Sueya to cooperate with the investigation and hoped the matter could be resolved quickly. During police questioning, Sueya remained extremely calm. She only described basic information and provided no useful clues. However, Xiao Kong's instincts as a detective made him suspicious. After the questioning, Sueya removed her calm facade and took some kind of medication to calm herself down. Meanwhile, Yuxi continued her investigation. While reviewing Jin Yuji's belongings, she accidentally overheard a secret. The company's director had promised Jin that he would remove Sueya and promote her to chief auctioneer. This suddenly gave Sueya a motive for murder. But Yuxi wondered whether hearing this secret was truly a coincidence, or if someone deliberately wanted her to know. So Yuxi began investigating Han Sueya. Soon she discovered something suspicious. In the insurance system, Sueya was listed as the beneficiary of a life insurance policy, and the insured person was a man named Yin Chengzai. Yuxi called the phone number left on the policy, but an elderly woman answered. After explaining the situation, Yuxi learned that Yin Chengzai had died in an accident 10 days earlier. What puzzled her even more was that the insurance policy had been renewed shortly before his death, and it included a 200 million deposit. This was extremely unusual. There had to be something hidden behind it. It was very likely that this was the case Jin Yuzi had intended to report before she died. Now all the clues pointed to Han Sueya. Yuxi went to question her, but investigating cases was never an easy task. Sueya casually brushed off a few questions and tried to leave. But when Yuxi mentioned the name Yin Chengzai, Sueya suddenly froze. Facing Yuxi's questioning, she admitted that Yin Chengzai was her fiancé and that she knew about the insurance policy. Sueya insisted she would never harm her fiancé for money. However, Yuxi's instincts told her that Jin Yuzi's death and Yin Chengzai's insurance case must be connected. At the same time, Xiao Kong received an anonymous call at the police station. The caller used a voice changer and said only one sentence: Jin Yuzi was murdered. Then the call immediately hung up. So, did Sueya really kill Jin Yuzi? Or is someone deliberately framing her? What is the truth behind this case? Stay tuned for the next episode.